Okay, we're starting out in a child's pose, so we can start to open up the fronts of the legs, the quads, the shins. So feel free to take your knees wide if this feels a little bit tight in your low back or your hips. And we want to think of sinking down and just letting the upper body kind of curve effortlessly over the lower body. And let's take a little time just to find a really nice big breath. And it's nice to start each practice out with some sort of feeling of gratitude, just for the simple fact that we have the luxury of doing this, of laying down on a yoga mat and breathing deeply and devoting some time to this practice. This is an extraordinary luxury. And so here we are. Let's make the most of it. Finding your deepest inhale, find that you feel maybe a little bit more expansive each time. And then allow your exhales to be so complete that your lungs feel clean afterward. Breathing through your nose, allow your jaw to relax. The breath makes a very pleasant, kind of a roar sound in your ear. I like to think of it as an ocean wave sound, comforting, big sound. Okay, feel the expansion and contraction of the rib cage and the coordination of all the little tiny muscles between each rib, all the little strips of intercostals there. Feel them expand and contract. Become aware also of the diaphragm. It's a bowl-shaped strip of muscle underneath your lungs and over your abdominal cavity. So separating the two cavities, lungs, abdomen. It contracts on the inhale, pulling downward. Feel your lung space just increase. And it compresses, it relaxes upward on the exhale. And then your belly muscles contract inward and push the diaphragm up even further, compressing that lung space. So take a little time just breathing super consciously here. And I find it really helpful to just visualize and try to feel the actual movements of the breathing muscles. Maybe start pausing at the top of your inhale. And at the bottom of your exhale when you can't go any further. And now that we've been breathing deeply and very intentionally for a few moments, notice how you feel. Notice your overall mental and emotional climate. Notice the physical climate. Where do you feel congestion in your body? Where do you feel freedom and spaciousness? Let's start to walk the hands out, getting a nice stretch in the armpits. Okay, so feel your armpits want to be close to the floor, but the shoulders are repelled by the ears. So please increase the distance between your shoulders and ears. Make your neck long on all sides as you walk your fingertips forward like spider feet. At the same time, drawing your shoulders away from your ears. So feel all that expansion move into your armpits. Grip the mat firmly with your fingertips. Tiger claw, I like to call it. And feel that turn on all the little armpit muscles slightly. And maybe kind of rolling your gaze side to side would feel nice here. Okay, keep your armpits turned on with your tiger claw hands and gently resist the floor with your hands while you do this. Hopefully feeling some nice expansion in your chest and the fronts of your shoulders here. And the next time you're looking at the floor, pause and then pull forward. So pull in your hands like you're trying to pull your heart forward. Think of hovering your elbows just above the mat. So hover elbows, point them back towards your ribs. See if you could bring your heart to hover just above your thumbs. And you're kind of doing a silly thing with your tailbone and kind of wagging it in the air here. Okay, we'll do it again. We'll come back to child's pose here. Exhale completely. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Think of looking forward. So you're creating an arch, an extension in your spine, wagging your tail, looking forward. Exhale back to child's pose. So could we do this a few more times? Okay, just like that. I do want to emphasize that if it's too much to hover low toward the ground, just hover to the best of your ability. Okay, it could be more of a hands and knees kind of hover than an elbow skimming hover, and that's fine. But do pull the elbows to the ribs, put some extension in your spine, and look forward. So hopefully you're feeling your upper body really turning on here. And that's what we're looking for. Keep your neck long. A few more times. Okay, it feels nice just to get warm. When the weather is cold like this, we need to spend a little extra time to warm up. It's not just going to happen as easily as when the weather's warm. Okay, next time you come back to your child's pose, I'll meet you there. Go ahead and hang out back in that child's pose. And then let's take a little side bend. So we'll walk the hands out to the left here, hands over to the left. Take some time breathing into the right side body. We got it really warm, so you might want to walk your hands kind of far out to the left, especially if you're right-handed and your right side gets tight. Big breath into that side body. Maybe roll to look under the right armpit with a long neck. And you can even kind of put some resistance in the floor too, if that helps open up your chest. And let's bring it back through center. Walk the hands to the right. Same idea. Okay, big opening in that left side. Think of plugging that left hip down onto the floor to really expanding that spacious feeling. Long neck. Nice breath. Okay, let's come on back to center. Grab the mat here again and come up to hands and knees. Okay, so tucking toes. Let's take a few cat-cows here, but I'd like to do it in combination with a wrist stretch. So pick up your right hand and spin the fingers to point back at you. And they may not go all the way around. Just go to whatever rotation is comfortable. And same on the left, spin it out. Okay, so we're gonna do some cat-cows like this. If it's too much, just switch back to one hand, okay? Or no hands. So here we go. Heart pulls forward with the inhale, so feel that your elbows still wanna move back as your heart pulls forward. And exhale to push the floor away. Please keep a little bend in your elbows, little micro bend. So let's take a few more like that. Inhale, cow posture, extending the heart forward as the belly button pulls in. And exhale, cat posture. Maybe close your eyes here. Find some side Bending, some lateral movement in your spine. And find that nice fluid movement of the spine here, okay? So that you're not really sure where the first movement ends and the other one begins. All right, find a flat back and let's bring the hands back to normal. And maybe just because that was kind of a long time in that wrist stretch, flip your hands over, point your fingers back at you, and so you're looking at your palm now. And then we can do one hand at a time or both hands if it's comfortable. And let's just roll it out a little bit. All right, you can roll over and around all the parts of the wrist a few times. You can try pointing the fingers out in a different direction, see how that feels. All right, and then let's get off our hands for a little while. Tuck your toes here, back to hands and knees. And we'll come all the way back to the back of the mat in a fold. So lift those knees, walk your hands back to your feet, and take a moment to hang here. Okay, bend the knees enough that you can just support your upper body with your hands down, or at least your fingertips down. It doesn't have to be palm down necessarily. Shake your head. Okay, if you've been doing things out and about today, isn't it such a relief to let your spine just hang and just be? Okay, hanging in traction is one of the best things we can do for any compression feelings in the low back, your neck, okay? And now that you've been here a little while, maybe join your hands behind your back and move them away from your ears. Take a few more nice breaths here, just enjoying it. Notice the backs of the legs, any tension in the hamstrings, any resistance in your hips. And as you're ready, release your hands. Palms or fingertips down just long enough to point your toes out to the side. Okay, and drop your hips into a squat. Now, if you don't really want to come all the way down in that squat, this is not quite comfortable, don't worry about it. Just stay up high. You can even put your elbows on your knees, but we'll do it a few more times. So starting out in your squat, make your spine nice and upright. Go ahead and put your palms together, okay? Remember to put always a slight inward engagement between your legs in just about any standing posture. But I think you'll find it really helpful to do that here in your squat, because if you put some slight pulling inward, okay, between those two knees, you'll find it'll open up the posture and you can sink a little deeper. So we're going to start to move here. Inhaling here, come up to standing, push into your heels. Okay, nice and slow. Go ahead and interlace your fingers and reach your palms out to one side. Just pick one. Make a nice side bend out of it. And as you exhale, come back down to your squat. Okay, slight resistance, pulling inward of the knees still. Let's do the other side. Inhale, interlace your fingers. Come up to the other side. Push through your hands. And exhale back down to your squat. Let's do that a few times. It feels nice, okay? Side to side. At your pace. Attempt to keep your heart upright. Maybe for a fun little balance challenge, you close your eyes. Find your own sense of internal rhythm and fluidity here. Feeling the legs wake up. That's what we're doing right now. Waking up your legs. Okay, so as you move, could you keep your belly button pulling into your spine? Okay, keep that strong leg feeling, legs trying to move up and in. A couple more times on each side. Think of really rolling the hands up over your head, pulling your chest through your arms. Okay, next time you come up to the right, let's pause there. And I want to kind of play around from here. And I'll turn slightly to show you what I'm thinking about. Okay, so you're reaching out to the right. Your palms are pushing in that direction. And you're leaning your upper body in that direction. Let's roll the shoulders away from the ears, so make a little picture frame around your head. Feel free to bend your elbows more or less. And you might get a little more peeling open of the chest if you bend a little bit. Let's put all the weight in the left foot. So shift your hips to be centered over your left foot. See if you could come up on your right tippy toe. And see if you could point your right tippy toe out to the right here. Let's hold and breathe. Okay, pull the belly button in toward the spine. Try to point your tailbone at the center of the earth. Find a sense of groundedness, even though you have decreased your surface area on the floor. Okay, maybe for fun, you try to lift that right leg just about as high as you can. Just see what happens. You never know. Okay, one more big breath here. And we're going to bring that right foot calmly to the floor. Okay, let's come back down to that squat. Remember that? Come on down. Let's take a few breaths here. Just kind of recharging down here on the earth after spending a little time in the air. Okay, remember that inward pull, both legs trying to plug into the hip socket. Once you feel the hip strength turn on, rather than just sinking down into it, it's really a game changer. So activate. Okay, ready to do the other side. Come on up. Inhale out to the left now. Hands reaching out to the left. And let's pause. Okay, make your picture frame around your face. Feel free to widen your elbows and peel the chest open. Let's make sure the belly button's pulling in so we're not just extending into the low back, okay? That wouldn't be ideal for us. Okay, so let's lean into that right foot. Weight is in the right foot. And what if we keep the left toes down until we're comfortable with picking them up? And keep in mind, you can always come down. So the floor is right there. So let's play around a little bit here. I like to challenge myself to lift the leg nice and high, but you might be happy just finding a comfortable balance here. So point that tailbone straight at the center of the earth. Pull the belly button in and lift the left leg. See what happens. You might be surprised. Okay, fun balancing on one leg. One more big breath in. And replace the left leg. Slowly come back down to your squat. All right, let's transition back down to the mat. So palms down, and I'll just have you walk forward to a plank from here. So walking forward to plank, knees down, chest and chin down. Come on down to a little cobra shape. Okay, so palms under your shoulders, and take a moment just to rest your head on the floor. Nice grounded feeling. Okay. Start to grip the mat here with your hands. Elbows pulling in, and then we really want to press the hips down. So especially if you could think about pointing your tailbone to the center of the earth right now, okay? Feel how it creates some strength in your glutes as the tailbone points down, and it also creates a little lift in your belly button. You may even be able to slide your hand under your belly, or just imagine that it would be lifting. So see if you can keep that grounded tailbone, lifted belly button feeling, please, as you inhale and roll your heart up and forward for a cobra. And now exhale to bring it down. And let's take a few more cobras, please. Heart rolls up. So pull, pull, pull with your arms. And heart rolls down. Okay, keep that grounded tailbone. Think of your snaky spine getting pulled up. And roll down. Option to take your fingers out to the side and come up on your fingertips so you get a little bit more kind of spaciousness. You can kind of roll the spine side to side that way. Maybe 2 or 3 more cobras, just kind of opening up the front of your body. You should feel nice in the chest and shoulders. And the next time you come down, pause, hands back underneath shoulders, tuck your toes, and I'll meet you in a down dog. Okay, in our first down dog, we can be very liberal, okay, with our down dog. We can walk it around, and I recommend you just make it really wobbly. Explore weird movements. Kind of let your hips fall to the left, and let them fall to the right. And let's do maybe some really big circles with the shoulders, moving the shoulder blades in all directions. And remember to go in reverse of that, whatever you did. Let's try out shaking the head, yes. And no. Okay. Let's start to move, friends. We'll get a little warmer, okay? Okay, inhaling here. Let's get the right leg up and out behind. Exhaling here. Drop that right foot between your hands. Okay, coming up to a crescent lunge here on your inhale. Crescent lunge, inhale. Front body peels open as the 2 feet try to snap together strong on the mat. Okay, exhale here, twisting out to the right, looking behind. Try to sink a little lower into your hips. We'll come back to a crescent lunge. Back to crescent lunge, inhale. Again, twist, exhale to the right. Try to drop a little lower. One more time, just like that. Crescent lunge, inhale, back to center. Rotating on the exhale. Hold right here. So if you need a little time just to steady yourself, go ahead and drop the left knee, okay? Get steady, and then come back up into it, because it's a lot of balanciness here. But stability is our best friend here. So pull that belly button in, pull the legs toward each other. Okay, find a little extra stability. So I'm going to give you the option to have the back knee up or down. It's really up to you here, okay? I want you to kind of follow your instincts. But let's take the left hand maybe and reach it. So what is this? Sorry, let's take the right hand, the hand that's back behind you, and reach it over to that back leg, the left leg. See if you could grab it or rest your hand on it maybe. And take a breath. Notice this nice curve that's growing in the front body. Okay, and then maybe you walk the hand a little further back. Maybe you sink a little lower. Maybe the left hand reaches further and opens. Who knows? But find some nice big breath here. Feeling really big and spacious across your chest. Strong in the legs. One more big breath here. Exhale, my friends, let it go. All hands down in front. Back to down dog. Walk it out a little bit, shake it off. And we'll take a little vinyasa just to clear that out. Inhaling here, move your heart forward and find a plank. With your exhale, tiptoe to your hands. Tiptoe. And then when you get there, fold. On your inhale, push into your heels, roll yourself up like for the first time. Lift your heart nice and high. With your exhale, drop your tailbone and lift your heart. A chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhaling to standing, Tadasana, mountain pose. Lift your heart. Exhale to fold. Hinge your hips, maybe bend your knees. On your inhale, look up halfway. Unroll your spine. On your exhale, bend your knees and hug your legs. Fold deeply. Palms are down. Inhale here, stepping back to a plank. With or without your knees down is perfect. Okay, and exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Elbows to ribs. Slow, slow, slow. Inhale for a cobra. Just one really nice cobra here, however you like it best. And exhale, down dog. I will meet you there. Okay, walk out your down dog for a little while. We'll spend maybe 5 or 6 breaths here. Gripping the mat intentionally with the hands and pushing forward with the hands. And the heels are pulling back and away. We want the kneecaps to be lifting and the waist long on all sides. And if you feel like you could cultivate another inch in your spine, slide your hands forward maybe 1 inch and get a little bit longer in the spine. All right, friends, can you keep all that? And inhale the left leg up and out behind. Exhale here. Step the left foot between your hands. Coming up to a crescent lunge. Inhaling on up. Lift your heart. Strong in the legs, okay? Find your crescent. Find your stability here. Wrap the legs toward each other, okay? Lift that heart. I know I say it again and again, but it's always good to be reminded to stabilize, okay? And we're rotating out to the left here on the exhale, looking behind. 2 more times, please. Inhale, back to crescent. Heart lifts. Exhale. Twist. Look behind. 1 more. Balancing. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale. Twist. And hold here in this balancy twist. I'll spin around to meet you. Okay, so you have the option to drop the back knee or not. It's really whatever makes sense for you. But looking behind you, maybe that left hand comes to the right leg. See if you can drop into it, the more stable you feel. Okay, and then there's a lot of elements here that you can kind of toggle and build the posture as suits you. But make sure the back leg is strong, moving in. The belly button is in. And then you have a sense of openness in the front body, maybe reaching back. Who knows? Okay. Find some strength here from the center and take up a lot of space. Reach out into every corner of your body. 1 more big breath in here. And all hands down. We're letting it go. Hands down in front. Back to down dog. Walk it out, couple breaths. Okay, let's take a little vinyasa to clear that out. Inhaling here, find your plank. Exhale, tiptoe to your hands. And fold. Roll it up, inhale. Stacking spine. Sit into your chair. Exhale, looking up. Inhale to stand, lift heart. Exhale to fold and hinge. Halfway up, inhale, look forward. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down. Inhale to plank. And exhale, slowly lower down. Slow, 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 slow. 1 very nice cobra on your inhale, please. Big heart pulls forward. And exhale to down dog. Take 5 or 6 breaths here, please. This is a very nice time to notice the difference that a few rounds of movement have on the backs of your legs here in down dog. All right, and let's get a little bit warmer in the legs. And here we go. Come up on your tippy toes here. Take a big breath in. Exhale as you slowly lower your knees down. Now, how close can you put them to the mat without touching? You find that place, hover. Inhale to lift them. Keep the heels high for now. And exhale, then drop your heels. So can we do that a few more times? Inhale, heels up. Exhale, knees as low as you want to go without touching. Inhale to lift them. And exhale, lower the heels. Let's do that 1 more time. Heels up. Knees down. Knees up. Heels down. Nice. Okay, I'll get you off your arms here. Inhale, right leg up and out behind. Exhale, right foot down between your hands. Let's walk the hands out to the left side of the mat and come to a wide leg forward fold. Okay, so take a little time. Sometimes you want to fidget and adjust yourself nicely on the mat. And we want our toes pointed out to the left, okay, out to this side, and so are the fingers. Take a moment just to hang here. You might want to walk your hands back between your feet so that your fingers and toes all point in the same direction. And just point the top of your head at the ground. If it touches the ground, then you need to take your feet a little wider until the top of your head hangs effortlessly off of the ground. Take some time here breathing into the backs of your legs. Okay, hopefully that feels nice. The backs of the legs are spreading open. Allow your spine to hang in delicious traction. So accentuate the heaviness of your skull by releasing completely in your neck. Feel the great weight of your skull lengthening your spine. All right, my friends. After that nice little foldy stretch, go ahead and walk your hands forward underneath your shoulders. And then find a sense of tabletop back here. Okay, as tabletop as you can be. And we'll start to bend knees side to side. So when we bend the hips, when we bend the knee and move the hips to one side, you want to also think of kind of sticking your tailbone way out and pointing it back rather than to the side, if that makes sense. So you're always kind of sticking your tailbone straight behind you. So notice if we kind of rock up out of the arches a little bit, we can get into more of an ankle stretch. Okay, from here, put a little bend in both knees now. Hands to your thighs, 1, 2, and come on up to standing. So let's pop the heels in, toes out, and bend the knees, come on down. And from here, one hand on top of each thigh, and allow your hips to sink just about down to where your knees are, okay? And of course, the lower you go, the more stretch it'll be on the insides of your legs. And that's okay. So just find something comfortable. And then allow your hands to push down. So work your strong arms here as you actually push against your own legs to keep a feeling of length and liftedness in your upper body. So you feel like your lower body is actively lifting up and out with the strength of your arms to help. Okay? So length before we twist. We're inhaling right here. And with your exhale, push into the left hand, push into the right hand, and look over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center, length in the spine. Push into your hands. Exhale, look to the left, push your legs. And inhale back to center. So let's take a few more like this. Okay, I want to emphasize that your hands are pushing your knees back, and you should be getting a great inner thigh stretch at the same time as you're twisting. So this is kind of a multi-purpose 2-for-1 posture movement. Your spine is getting a great twist. Take a few more rounds on each side. One more on each side. Should feel really good. Okay. Great massage for your organs and all the tissues of your back. Okay. So good work, yogis. Coming back into center, we're letting it go. So hands come back to the floor. We can pop the feet back to point out to the left. And then let's walk our hands over by that right foot. And I'll meet you in a down dog. Come on back. Okay, take a moment in your down dog. Notice what's different, what's the same. And let's take a little vinyasa. You're always free to skip the vinyasa and just take a rest if you'd rather do that, okay? So inhaling here, find your plank. Exhale, hop or step to your hands. You decide. And fold. Inhale, roll yourself up. Big heart moves up. Exhale, sit into your chair. Tailbone down, heart up. Inhale to stand. Exhale to fold. Halfway up, inhale, unroll yourself. And exhale, fold yourself. Hug your knees. Palms are down. Inhale to plank. Exhale all the way down. Inhale for a cobra or pressing the tops of your feet down. Hover your legs for an up dog. Then exhale for down dog. I'll meet you there. 5 or 6 breaths here. I want to revisit the idea here of moving the right and left sides of the body inward toward each other. Okay, so much strength available when we really pull in toward the midline. So imagine right and left side, right and left ankle, right and left knee, right and left thumb, everything. Moving inward. Strength running up and down the center of your body. Okay, that's where we want to move from. All right, yogis. Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind. Now exhaling, drop that foot between your hands. Let's walk the hands over to the right side. Okay, we're back in another little forward fold, so I'll spin around to meet you. So same idea, toes point out to the side. Let's bend into both knees. Remember to stick your tailbone out when you move to one side. So we're keeping that length that we've cultivated in the spine. Okay, and coming back to center. Bend your knees, both at the same time. Use your hands to press up. Back up to standing. So this time I'd like to get a little more into your legs. So I want you to just use your instincts and move through the range of motion that suits you. Don't feel like you have to go further. So you might need to adjust your stance for this, so feel free to make adjustments as we go along. But go ahead and get your arms out of the way. I like to just cross my arms across my chest and hold my elbows. And we want to keep the upper body nice and upright. And I find that the weight of the arms is a nice reminder to have a long neck. So I want to bend into my left knee now. Remember, I'm pointing my tailbone back as I drop the hips to the left. How low do you want to go? You can go pretty low. As a matter of fact, you can point your right toes at the ceiling if you want and hover your bottom just off the floor. And then we're coming back up to standing. Try to move seamlessly. And let's go. Let's do it on the right. Bend the right knee, point the tailbone back. Low, low, low. Maybe the left toes point up. Who knows? Inhale, back up to standing. Let's go side to side, okay? Exhale on the way down. Skandasana. Inhale on the way up. If you'd like a little challenge here, a little balance experiment, try closing your eyes. Let's do 3 more times on each side. Attempting to keep the upper body upright is challenging, but do your best. Keep the neck long especially. 2 more times. Feel the rotational movements in the hips, okay? Kind of profound rotation that they go through, internal and then external. 1 more time on each side. Okay, next time you come down to the right. Let's pause here and just spend some time together. Okay, so your hips are sunk down low. If you need a break, just sit down. Okay, it's not a problem if you just want to sit down. But if you can, resist the floor a little bit. So you're not necessarily just sinking and collapsing into your legs. I want you to be a little bit strong. Push the floor down, okay? From there, maybe hook your right elbow in front of your right knee and extend the right hand out as far as you can. Grab the floor. Maybe even push the fingertips into the floor too and reach up with the left hand. Breathe big space into your chest here. Remember to resist the floor with your legs. Now you have the option here to reach your right hand behind your back and hold that knee in. Okay, you have the further option to reach the left hand to find your right. If you have your hands together, squeeze that knee, resist the floor, and look up. And breathe. One more breath here. Feels nice in that right hip. Okay, it's good work. And then as you're ready, inhale yourself slowly back up. Use the leg you just opened up. Whoa. And back down to the other side, to the left. Hold right here. If you need a break, just have a seat. Okay, floor is right there. But resist that floor for me. Okay, maybe hug the left elbow in front of the left knee. Grab the floor and then kind of push it and claw it with your fingertips with the left hand. Right hand up. Breathe here, beautiful people. Okay, find a balance of effort and ease here. What's going on with your jaw and your eyebrows right now, okay? Maybe hug the left arm behind you, maybe right hand too. Okay, if you've got that leg, squeeze it and push the floor down. One more big, luxurious breath here. Okay, ready to use the leg we just compressed? Come on up. Push into the left heel. Okay, toes point to the side that you're looking at. Grab your hips and hinge at your hips. Come all the way down. Point the top of your head at the floor. And let's take a little time to enjoy this. So back where we were before, in a wide leg forward fold. Your fingers can come to the floor and point in the same direction as your toes, and you can even walk them back to point your head really far down. And remember to hang your head off the floor so that you can have that length in the spine. And if you want a little more here, you can grab your legs and kind of hold on to them and hug them toward you. Okay, remember keeping some activity in the legs will actually help you release and enjoy this more. So rock out of your arches, maybe lift your toes a little bit, and imagine plugging each leg into its own hip socket. Allow your neck release. Let the head hang so heavily here. One more breath, enjoying that big opening on the backs of the legs. As you are ready, let's come out of this. Okay, hands back to the floor. We'll walk the hands over by the left foot and let's meet in down dog. Walk the heels out here. Feel the backs of the legs. Notice the readiness of the heels to come downward versus when we first did down dog about 20 minutes ago. Okay, notice the difference. And then we'll take one last vinyasa and come down to the mat. Okay, so here we go. Inhaling here, find your plank. Exhale, hop or step to your hands and fold. Roll it up on your inhale. Sit into your chair for your exhale. Inhale to stand. And exhale to fold. Halfway up, inhale. And a big fold on your exhale. Hug your legs in. Palms are down. Hop or step to plank. And exhale all the way down. Inhale for a cobra or hovering your legs for an up dog. And exhale for a down dog. Okay, last down dog of the practice here. Should be feeling pretty good. And then let's come down to hands and knees. So go ahead and drop your knees, please. Sit your hips to one side. And if you point your knees back up at the ceiling here, we have come all the way down. So try putting your feet on the ground here. And tucking your hands behind your knees just to get your spine nice and long. And then release and point your hands forward like you're getting ready to pop up into a boat pose. And then rather than actually pop up into a boat pose, start to point your tailbone at your toes and pull your belly button into your spine. Could you roll back in extreme slow motion? Try to keep a long neck. Challenge yourself. How many breaths can you take on the way down? All right, when you finally come down, take a few windshield wipers, kind of rocking out your hips, massaging your glutes on the mat, getting some nice low back twisting. And then next time your knees point up, let's pause there. Let's get all the feet up in the air. Circling ankles. Circles, make sure you do both ways. And let's do some figure eights, please. Okay, we're going to do all the things an ankle can do. And do some figure eights the other way, please. Okay, so we want to do this until your shins and your calves are feeling it. And then write your name in capital letters. Really big capital letters, as big as you can make them. Okay, now your shins and your calves should be quite warm. So go ahead and cross your right leg over your left. And you can just bend at the knees here, or you can also choose to cross the ankles if that's appropriate today. Let's take the arms out wide. And we'll start to gently hover the knees side to side. So hover on one side, hover on the other. And we need to hover them because we don't want the shoulder blades to come off the floor yet. So hover those knees, ground the shoulder blades. And remember to breathe. I like to exhale on the twist and inhale to pull it back in. But really just keep breathing. And that's the most important thing. Okay, next time your knees drop out to one side, really whatever side it is perfect. Hang out right there. Okay, maybe make little adjustments to make it feel just right. And then we'll look over to the right. Okay, so just look over away from your knees. Sorry, so whatever direction your knees dropped in is perfect. Just look away from them. Ground that opposite shoulder blade and lengthen all sides of the torso here to the best of your ability. And we're just going to breathe some extra space into your side body here for a few moments. Sometimes we have to just wait a little longer to signal to our nervous system with our calm breathing that it's okay to let go here. Otherwise, it might resist. And then we're keeping the legs like they are, so we'll keep right over left. Bring the legs through to the other side, just whatever one you didn't just do. Still right leg over left, okay? Make adjustments to make it feel just right. And then look away from your knees. Ground the opposite shoulder blade. Do your best to breathe deeply, arching your chest off of the floor as you ground those shoulders. Try to find that really complete exhale that pulls the belly button inward. Okay, wrapping all that low back muscle and belly muscle inward in the exhale. One more breath here to enjoy. And then we'll bring the legs back in. And now let's untangle them. Stick them up in the air, circle the ankles out a few more times. And then we'll do the other side. So now left leg over right crosses. Maybe the knee tucks, maybe the ankle tucks. Okay? And we'll start hovering side to side. Okay, keeping the shoulder blades grounded gives us a lot more mobility in the lower body, in the lower back. And next time you drop the legs on one side, actually do let them fall. Reposition yourself so it feels nice. And let's hold right here and just breathe. Lengthen the spine on all sides. Close eyes, soft, slow breath. Give your body some time to let go and kind of give in to this twist. Deep chest breath. Deep belly exhale. And let's switch sides. So keep the legs crossed, left over right. Just bring the knees through to the other side. Okay. Make adjustments to make it feel nice. And then look away from the knees. Lengthen the waist. Try to relax anywhere that's resisting. Tell that little resisting part, this is safe. See if it'll let go. You might feel resistance in your hips, your outer hips, your glute, your low back. It's safe. All right, let's bring that twist back in and untangle it. Okay, time to rest. Go ahead and extend your legs and your arms. Allow your chest to roll open to the ceiling and your fingers curl effortlessly. Feel the breath moving in and out with no effort, no control. Feel all of the energy and life and movement swirling around in your cells right now. Feel your practice. Watch your thoughts come and go. Heavy and slow. What a wonderful luxury that we can just lay here and be with ourselves, present like this. Noticing every second passing like a precious jewel. Allow yourself to be present like this, not just here on the mat, but in your life. Anytime, anytime. My friends, please keep resting like this for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me.